ऐसा लगता है जो लड़का लड़का तो करेगा शादी, फिर वो परिवार कैसे चलेगा?
बाकी भी खुद की मर्जी है।
महाभारत रामायण में चलेंगे, वहाँ पर भी ऐसा नहीं था, तब क्या बदलाव हो रहा है।
रामायण और महाभारत बाद में लिखी होगी, उससे पहले तो सृष्टि बनी है ना।
सेम सेक्स मैरिज इंडिया के कल्चर के खिलाफ।
A hospital visit only for next of kin. And if you're not allowed to marry because you're gay and live in India, then forget it.
Homosexuality in India has had a complex and evolving legal and social status. For many years, same-sex relationships were criminalized under Section 377 of IPC, a colonial law that criminalized unnatural offences, including consensual sexual acts between individuals of same sex. However, in a landmark judgment of 2018, the Supreme Court of India decriminalized homosexuality by striking down parts of Section 377. The court ruled that consensual sexual acts between adults of same sex would no longer be considered a criminal offense. In this video, we will explore how homosexuality is defined in Indian society. LGBTQ is a topic that is highly debated and a very controversial issue. The concept of homosexuality and related identities has sparked a lot of global discussion and debate, and India is no exception to this. There are people who believe LGBTQ is a foreign concept and goes against our culture, and it is important to explore what our cultural heritage says about this. In this video, we will talk about historical and mythological characters and references in our country to gain a deeper understanding of this topic. The Kama Sutra, the famous ancient Indian book which talks about human sexuality, also has a part that talks about same-sex attraction and behavior. Chapter 9 of Kama Sutra, which discusses many different but taboo topics of today, such as oral sexual acts, homosexual and sexual activities among transgender people. It describes a category of men called Tritiya Prakriti or third nature, who are seen as having both male and female qualities. In chapter Purushatya, there is a mention of Swarini, which means an independent woman who engages in sexual activities with other women by acknowledging their existence. The book goes on to state and that it's okay to be attracted of someone of same sex. If they both agree and like it, they can explore it together. The Kama Sutra even mentioned about 8 different types of marriages, including what is called Gandharva Vivaha, which recognizes same-sex marriages. In Rig Veda, there is a story of 2 gods named Varuna and Mitra, who are referred to be as Mitra Varun. They are believed to be same-sex couple who represent the 2 halves of moon. Historians and scholars have also identified a lot of evidence of same-sex relationships and eroticism. Historians and scholars have also identified a lot of evidence of same-sex relationships and eroticism in ancient Indian art. For example, the erotic sculptures of Khajuraho and Konark Temple. These sculptures portray a lot of sexual activities, including same-sex relationships between men. In Mahabharata, there is a story of a warrior named Shrikandi. Shrikandi, who was born as female but identified as a male, he was a skilled and respected warrior who bravely fought many battles in Kurukshetra war that happened between Pandavas and Kauravas. Shrikandi played a significant role in the victory of Pandavas. However, what made Shrikandi's story more fascinating was his relationship with his wife. His wife was aware of his gender identity and accepted him for who he was. Their relationship is also cited as an example of same-sex relationship in India. According to Matsya Purana, there was a king named Bhagirath who was said to be born from love of 2 queens. According to Bhagavad Puran, Lord Vishnu had taken Mohini avatar, a form of woman, and defeated a demon. Then Lord Shiva and Lord Vishnu, who was in Mohini avatar, made love with each other and gave birth to Lord Ayappa. These stories are sometimes interpreted as celebration of homosexuality. However, not all scholars agree on this. It is important to remember that interpretation of ancient texts can vary from people to people. The Kama Sutra primarily focuses on heterosexual relationships and provides a guidance on various aspects of sex. It's worth noting that ancient Indian literature, including other texts like Mahabharata and Ramayana, contain references to characters who exhibit same-sex attraction or engage in same-sex relationships. However, these references are often ambiguous, open in interpretation, and are not extensively explored or explicitly discussed. Also, in many Tamil literature, which was written by Lord Perumal, the male Alvars considered themselves as females and wrote love poems for the god. And finally, in Islam, we have Alauddin Khilji and Malik Kafur. You might have seen them in Padmabut. Historian says that Malik Kafur and Alauddin may had a romantic relationship. Despite the ongoing debate about their relationship, it is well known fact that Malik was an important figure in administration and led various battles. Even if we all discard this debate or past, let's not forget that our culture was not never afraid of evolving. There's no written book in this culture which tell you this is what you should do and this is what you shouldn't do. It has one of the highest homosexual suicide rates. Homosexuality is not a mental health problem. Let's start accepting that. And people who identify themselves as homosexual have really tough time in society. Let's say if you want to live together, they can simply live together. Why do they want to legalize it? Without the regulation from government, they no matter how long they live together, they will be considered as individuals who can't use each other's name for insurance, bank detail, Aadhaar card, ration card, passport or anything. They never be considered as family. Even if you want to, they want to adopt a child, go for surrogacy, they can't do it. A lot of homosexual couples who are means of migrating to other countries, they migrate to these countries to live a simple or normal life. And those who don't have that kind of resources, they live like hell.